Namaste, gorgeous souls. This is Ria from Universal Change Group, and I am bringing you weekly guidance. And it is for the week beginning the 24th of February. So this week we are only looking at 3 cards. And the reason why there was only 3 to select from is because I had some higher guidance coming through and I wanted to share that with you. So if this feels right, if it resonates with you on some level, please be open to receive it. And if you feel that the resonance isn't right for you, then please just leave the higher guidance that I'm bringing through and take note of the selections of the cards and the information from the cards, and just be open to receiving that. So the last week, 3 or 4 days particularly, the energy has been quite intense, and waves and waves of energy, and I have experienced that very much, quite intense energy. And it's of quite a high level also. And I'm feeling, particularly for those very awake souls, or those people who are just starting to activate, they're just starting to wake up, that it's quite significant on a soul level. And particularly the last 2 days, the last 2 or 3 days, there has been like an opportunity for souls to step up and really feel into their higher purpose and why they are here, and to also experience expansion on a soul level growth. And that can be obtained by either working and connecting with other souls on that soul frequency, and it can also be obtained by doing your own inner work. And I know that I have been experiencing this quite a lot, and have, even in the last 2 days, experienced quite a lot of growth and expansion, and I've had the opportunities there to step through that. And I'm just really encouraging each of you, if you are feeling, if you're feeling discomfort, if your material is coming up to the surface, if there are things that, situations that are being presented to you, then have a look and a feel on a soul level, what is actually happening here. And often it is an opportunity for you to grow on that level. And please keep in mind that you do still have choice as a soul, even if you have a contract in place and there is some kind of agreement that you have, there is still flexibility with that. And there are people on the planet that can help you with those. So you do have choice, particularly if, the other souls who are in association with this contract or agreement are perhaps not fulfilling their end of the contract, or if something has shifted. And please keep in mind that there is a lot of shifting happening on the planet at this time, and so there is a lot more choice. So I just really felt that I should speak that and empower all of you to know that there is. And there are people, there are awakened souls on the planet that can support you through that, myself being one of those. So if you feel like you are wanting some more choice and you are wanting support and to be empowered, then please feel free to contact me. I also have a webinar that I'm doing in conjunction with Spiritual Events and Directory. They have a website, a directory of therapists, events, books, and different modalities. And they also have a Facebook page that, where you can go and become empowered as well. And so Sarah from SED and myself are hosting a free webinar about the light body. And we are talking about what the light body is and how important it is, particularly for people that are growing in consciousness and spirituality. So the light body is another aspect of your aura. So if you're familiar with your energy body or your aura, the light body is another aspect of that. And literally, as you switch on, you activate your light body, it allows you to expand in a much more balanced and harmonious way. And so we'll be talking a lot more about that. It's free, it's going to be recorded, we're going to be posting it on YouTube as well, so that'll be easily accessible. So please tune in for that also if you feel the calling, as I'm sure many of you are. So let's move on to the cards now. And so the first card down the bottom left corner is a Sacred Symbols of the Stars card. And if you just have a look at that, it's the unconditional love symbol. And I took this photo very early this morning, so it's a little bit bright. It was outside and the sun was shining, but it is the symbol of unconditional love. So I'm sure that you can see that. And it has an amazingly high frequency, and it is a beautiful healing frequency as well. So, you know, anything that you have, any old experiences, blocks, issues, you know, problems with relationships, or really anything, you know, self-worth, self-esteem, all of those things, this frequency will heal of the deepest level. So it is, I love this symbol. It is truly a beautiful frequency. So if you have chosen this card, please just allow, you know, open to this beautiful energy and the unconditional love that is everywhere. It's present. It's in yourself. It's in everyone and everything. And as you open yourself, you align yourself to this frequency, you have that reflected back at you. So here I am reflecting unconditional love to all of you. So please be open to receiving that. So that is the first card, Sacred Symbols of the Stars. Now the middle card is the Gatekeeper, and I'm really loving this card deck, and because it represents aspects of yourself or your own system. And because we are all multifaceted, and it also helps people work with their shadow side. So any areas of their system that are imbalanced, any areas that are holding negative material or suppressed material, things that were not freely accepted in the environment as we've grown, so they haven't flourished as well as other aspects of ourselves. So that's a very quick explanation of the shadow self. Now the Gatekeeper. So I'm going to read from the guide, and this is from J. Tamar Stone. And if you're interested in purchasing these decks, please either send me a PM on the Facebook page or have a look on my website, Universal Change Group. They're quite different and fairly new in Australia. So your Gatekeeper is the guardian of your heart. It has the profound ability to read people, places, and situations as it determines which feelings and emotions can come in or go out. Your Gatekeeper functions as a filtering system that regulates your actions and keeps your emotions in check. It protects you not only from your own feelings, but from the feelings of others as well. So its personality motivation is to keep you protected and safe. And its essence motivation is to support your emotional well-being. So I'm going to read a little bit more from the guide because I feel that it's just really excellent knowledge for everybody to know and imbibe, you know, to really become aware of. So it says that all of ourselves, aspects of our system, fall somewhere on the spectrum between primary and disowned. When a self falls on the primary side of the spectrum, it tends to be more familiar, more dominant, and a driving force in our life. Friends and family members may even describe us as that self. When a self falls on the disowned side of the spectrum, it tends to be more hidden, less accessible, or even untapped. People who push our buttons likely embody one of our disowned selves. If your gatekeeper is primary, you may lose touch with the impulses of your heart, seem unemotionally connected, judge others as too sentimental, too mushy or temperamental. If your gatekeeper is disowned or if it's buried, you may lose your ability to appropriately filter your emotional experiences, feel overly sensitive, vulnerable, or overwhelmed, and judge others as detached, mechanical, or repressed. So there's obviously a whole lot more to that gatekeeper, but that's a very quick overview. So if you chose that, perhaps you could just sit with that aspect of yourself and communicate with it. And if you're interested in learning more about how to do that, I have some quick YouTube videos on how to communicate with different aspects of your system and balance them on my website. So if you are interested, just send a quick PM and just say, hey Ria, I'm interested in learning more about the selves and how to communicate, and I'll send you the link to that. So it's not a page that you can easily access from the front page. It's more for people who have been working with me around this method. So that is the gatekeeper. So moving along, have a look at the far right card. So this is Grace and Antoinette. And by the way, these cards aren't in any order, so they are just the cards of the week, okay? So what Grace and Antoinette say is to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. And hey, we all need to do that more, right? So this misunderstanding has occurred because of judgments about the other person's motives and character. To heal the situation, the judgments need to be released. Instead of seeing someone or something as good or bad, have compassion and know that everyone is doing the best they can. Instead of pitying someone, see the person's inner strength and godliness. In this way, you encourage divine light to be expressed within the other person and yourself. You are projecting something from your own shadow side onto the other person. So this situation is an opportunity for you to clear away an ego issue. Simply affirm, I am willing to release that part of me that is irritated when I think of you. We angels are helping to heal this situation miraculously so that everyone will forgive and forget judgments and act responsibly. Compassion is the key. So this is very interesting. And it's interesting that it also talks about the shadow side, which is something that we looked at with the gatekeeper. So it all really links in. We've got the unconditional love for healing as well. So perhaps with all of this really full-on intense energy, all these waves and waves of energy that are coming through, we perhaps have misunderstood, or a situation or a person has been misrepresented to us. And, we all have material that we're working on and things that we are processing and learning from. And often that can filter our assessment or our feeling of a person or a situation. I know it happens for me, it happens for everybody, and it's always just about trying to be as conscious as possible when those things do come up, and really looking, is this mine? Has this come from me? And if it is yours, then really owning it and working through it. And if it's not, then just holding a really compassionate space for the other person or situation, people, whatever, so that they can work through theirs. And also having good boundaries too. Boundaries are really important. So, stating this is how I feel, or this is what I will or will not accept, or what I will do or not do. So that is weekly guidance, and I hope that you all have an amazing week. My advice also is to get grounded big time. Ground into the earth, ground in with nature, you know, the beach, the trees, the animals are even supporting us ground at the moment. Be really open to that. Love the earth and she will love you back. And thank you for listening. So, see you next week. And remember about the Light Body webinar. So, like I said, if you can't make it live, and it is free, if you can't make it live, then keep your eye out for the recording, because it's going to be spread far and wide. Because we do really need everybody to be waking up a lot more. Bye for now.